What would you do with an extra day off each week? Elise McCabe kayaks and says her days now flow together in a more productive way.
Taxes or laundry or whatever, all of that stuff can go into a Friday so that on Monday, I'm just ready to roll.
As head of film at Kickstarter, McCabe credits her company's shorter work schedule for that sense of balance. John Leland is Kickstarter's chief strategy officer and head of sustainability.
During the pandemic, I think all of our notions of work got upended.
The Brooklyn-based online crowdfunding company went fully remote during the pandemic. Then, last April, officials shifted to a 4-day work week, 32 hours total.
We're giving people that fifth day off. We kept salaries the same, which we pay above market. We kept benefits the same. We're just giving people back time in their week to get better rest. So when they do come to work, they're just a lot more focused.
This is not a new concept. Nearly a century ago, Henry Ford ran the numbers and calculated people would be more productive working fewer hours. So he cut his employees' work week to 5 days, at a time when most manufacturing jobs required working 6. Now, decades later, companies like Kickstarter say they've seen their own positive results. Is this ultimately good for Kickstarter's bottom line?
Absolutely. So far, we are performing much better than we have historically. Employees are happier. We are a much stronger company at this point. And in fact, we're hiring, we're growing at a time when a lot of companies in our industry are laying people off.
Those benefits mirror the findings of the world's largest 4-day week pilot program to date. 61 companies in the UK, employing just under 3,000 workers, tried the concept for about 6 months, from June to December last year. The results? Organizations reported revenue increased an average of 35% compared to previous years. The number of staff leaving fell by 57%, and a whopping 92% of companies continued the 4-day workweek beyond the trial period.
The minimum fee by the state?
Yeah.
Here in the U.S., some local and state governments are also making the switch. Prospect Park, New Jersey, about 20 miles west of New York City, began its own pilot program last month. Employees still work 40 hours a week, but most get Fridays off, working 10-hour days, Monday through Thursday. Mohammed Khairullah is the mayor.
Everybody seems to be happy. They're coming in. We're open every day till 6:30. Prospect Park is a blue-collar town, so people work shift hours. We're public servants, and we serve our residents. So no matter how we feel about it, it's the taxpayers are number one.
And employees are finding benefits in the new schedule, too.
So here, just make sure that the smoke detector gets put on.
Heidi Amaral is the town's code enforcement officer. As a mom, she wasn't sure at first how the new schedule would affect her childcare arrangements. So this is your new mural in town.
Yes, it is.
But a few weeks in, she and her husband have adjusted, and she says she's seeing some advantages.
It's great. It gives me more time with my family on Friday. It gives me that extra day in case I just want to travel. So I think it's going to work out. It's going to be good.
As the 4-day week gains traction globally, some skeptics argue not all businesses are suited for a shortened work week. Some are concerned about cramming a full week's work into fewer days. Others are working longer hours daily to accommodate for the shorter time period. But Kickstarter's John Leland argues it's time for companies to rethink their metrics and calculate value beyond just hours spent working.
Business leaders have come to see themselves only as stewards of capital. Honestly, I think there's a responsibility, if you're running an organization, to balance civic duty with organizational interests. And in this case, it's a win-win for both.
Elise McCabe agrees, and she's mindful working reduced hours is a privilege.
What did your friends and family say when you told them you were doing a 4-day work week?
Oh, man. Where, are there any jobs? Are there any jobs going?
Any openings?
Any openings? There are a ton. So, but yeah, no, and envy.
Reframing the traditional work week as the corporate post-pandemic landscape evolves. Elaine Quijano, CBS News, New York.